A man with no friends. Imagine a man standing alone in the middle of a crowded room, surrounded by people, yet untouched by connection. He seems successful in every material way, yet there's an undeniable emptiness in his eyes. He might have money, status, or power, but he has no one to truly share these things with. He's a man with no friends. Friendship is one of the most powerful and essential human experiences. It is through our relationships with others that we find connection, support, and a sense of belonging in the world. When we share our lives with friends, we experience not only joy and companionship, but also strength in the face of adversity. A true friend is someone who sees us at our best and our worst and still chooses to stand by our side. Friendship provides us with a safe space to be ourselves without the need for masks or pretenses. It's a bond formed on trust, shared experiences, and mutual care. For a man with no friends, this vital element of connection is missing. In a world that often emphasizes the importance of self-reliance, independence, and individual success, friendship may seem secondary or unnecessary. However, the absence of friendship leads to a profound sense of isolation, where the individual may appear to have everything they need on the surface, but is ultimately left without the warmth, comfort, and understanding that comes with genuine human connection. Without friends, a man is deprived of the invaluable support system that relationships provide. A friend is someone you can rely on during difficult times, offering a listening ear when you need to talk, lending a hand when you're struggling, or providing perspective when life feels overwhelming. Friends give us the space to process our emotions and offer their insights when we feel lost. They provide guidance, comfort, and validation during moments of self-doubt. When facing life's inevitable challenges, whether it be career struggles, personal hardships, or moments of failure, it is the support of friends that gives us the strength to carry on. A man without friends misses out on this crucial emotional support. Without anyone to turn to during times of difficulty, the burden of life's struggles becomes exponentially heavier. The sense of isolation can amplify the feeling of being overwhelmed, leaving the individual to face problems on their own. While self-reliance is important, it should not come at the cost of emotional connection. A man may possess the resilience and strength to tackle challenges independently, but without the support and guidance of close friends, he may find it harder to navigate life's obstacles in a meaningful and fulfilling way. The absence of friendships also deprives a man of a sense of belonging. As human beings, we have an innate need to belong to a group, to be accepted and valued by others. Our sense of identity is often shaped by the relationships we form and the communities we belong to. Friends help to reinforce our sense of who we are. They accept us for who we are, not for what we can provide or achieve. They help us see ourselves from different perspectives, offering feedback and support that enable us to grow and evolve as individuals. Without friends, this sense of belonging is lost. A man may find himself constantly searching for validation from external sources, whether it be through work, material possessions, or social media. But no amount of external success can replace the sense of belonging that comes from deep, meaningful relationships. The lack of true friendships can leave an individual feeling as though they are constantly on the outside looking in, unable to connect with others in a way that truly fulfills their emotional and social needs. Beyond providing support during difficult times, friendship is also the source of joy, laughter, and shared experiences. Friends are the people with whom we create memories, celebrate victories, and find comfort in ordinary moments. It's the inside jokes, the shared meals, the trips taken together, and the late-night conversations that form the foundation of a lasting bond. These experiences are the glue that holds friendships together, creating a sense of history and familiarity that enriches our lives. A man with no friends misses out on these precious moments. While it's possible to find joy in solitude, there is something uniquely fulfilling about sharing life's pleasures with others. Having friends means having people with whom you can share your accomplishments, celebrate milestones, and find solace in times of disappointment. It's the knowledge that there are others who understand you, who celebrate your successes and empathize with your struggles. In the absence of friends, a man may experience life's highs and lows alone, without the comfort of shared joy or the relief of shared sorrow. Moreover, friendships challenge us to grow and become better versions of ourselves. A true friend does not simply accept us as we are, they encourage us to be better. They hold us accountable, challenge our beliefs, and push us to strive for personal growth. Friendships provide opportunities for self-reflection. As we learn from the experiences and perspectives of others, they teach us empathy, patience, and the value of compromise. A man without friends is deprived of these important lessons. Without the feedback and support of others, he may find it difficult to grow emotionally and socially and may miss opportunities for self-improvement that come from honest, caring relationships. In addition to the emotional and personal growth that friendships foster, they also provide a sense of balance in life. While work, hobbies, and personal goals are essential, it is friendships that help us maintain a healthy work-life balance. They serve as a reminder that there is more to life than achievements and productivity. Friends offer a space to relax, unwind, and enjoy life without the pressure of success or performance. Ultimately, the absence of friendship leaves a man disconnected from the most fulfilling aspects of life. Success, wealth, and accomplishments may bring temporary satisfaction, but they cannot replace the deep, meaningful connections that come from true friendships. A man without friends may find himself constantly striving for something he can never fully attain because the sense of fulfillment that comes from connection cannot be bought or achieved through external means. Friendship is not just a luxury, it is a necessity for a rich and fulfilling life. It is the foundation upon which happiness, resilience, and personal growth are built. A man with no friends may have the world at his feet, but he will always be searching for something deeper. Connection, after all, is what makes life worth living. Fear is one of the most potent forces that shape our lives, often without us even realizing it. It controls our actions, our thoughts, and the way we interact with others. When it comes to relationships, particularly friendships, fear plays a significant role in whether or not we allow ourselves to connect deeply with others. The fear of vulnerability, the fear of rejection, and the fear of being judged can all create barriers that prevent us from forming meaningful, authentic friendships. For many, these fears are so deeply ingrained that they are often not even fully conscious of the impact they have on their ability to connect with others. At the core of these fears lies vulnerability. To be vulnerable is to expose our true selves, to let others see us without our defenses and without the masks that we often wear to protect ourselves from hurt. It means showing others our imperfections, our insecurities, and our weaknesses. This act of opening ourselves up to others can feel incredibly risky, especially when we have experienced rejection or betrayal in the past. The idea of allowing someone into our inner world, where our most private thoughts and feelings reside, can be terrifying. There is a fear that if we show too much, we will be judged, criticized, or dismissed. This fear of judgment keeps us from forming deep, authentic connections with others, leaving us stuck in superficial relationships or worse, completely isolated. This fear is often rooted in past experiences. If a person has been hurt before, whether through a betrayal of trust or a rejection from those they cared about, it becomes difficult to let anyone in again. The scars from these past experiences serve as a constant reminder that vulnerability can lead to pain. As a result, many individuals build walls around their hearts, creating barriers that prevent others from getting too close. The irony, however, is that these walls, meant to protect, often lead to greater loneliness and isolation. The very thing that is intended to shield us from pain ends up keeping us from the connection we crave. The fear of vulnerability also manifests in a fear of rejection. Rejection is a powerful experience, one that can shake a person to their core. The fear of being rejected by others, especially by those we want to be close to, can stop us from even trying to form relationships in the first place. It may cause us to hold back from initiating friendships or from showing our true selves when we do engage with others. We may worry that if we reveal too much of ourselves, others will not accept us, and this fear of not being good enough can prevent us from taking the necessary steps to create meaningful relationships. Instead of reaching out, we keep our distance, convincing ourselves that it's better not to try than to face the pain of rejection. This fear of rejection is not limited to personal relationships. It can also affect how we approach professional and social interactions. It influences how we communicate, how we express our needs, and how we present ourselves to others. The more we allow this fear to control us, the more disconnected we become from the world around us. We may find ourselves withdrawing from social situations or retreating into isolation because we fear that our presence won't be welcomed or appreciated. The result is a cycle of self-doubt and loneliness that reinforces the belief that we are not worthy of connection. Judgment is another form of fear that prevents people from forming meaningful friendships. In a world where social media has amplified the pressure to present a perfect image, the fear of being judged has never been more pervasive. Many individuals worry that if they let their guard down or show any signs of weakness, others will judge them negatively. The fear of judgment can keep us from being authentic and from showing our true selves to the people around us. Instead, we put on a facade, pretending to be someone we're not in order to fit in or to avoid criticism. This creates a cycle of inauthenticity, where we are not truly connecting with others, but rather engaging in superficial exchanges that fail to satisfy our deeper emotional needs. This fear of judgment can be particularly crippling in friendships. Friendships are built on trust, and trust is built on the foundation of vulnerability. However, when fear of judgment takes over, it becomes difficult to trust others with our true selves. We withhold our thoughts, feelings, and experiences, worried that if we share too much, we will be judged harshly. As a result, the friendship remains shallow and the connection remains fragile. The more we fear judgment, the more we protect ourselves and the less likely we are to form the kind of deep, meaningful friendships that can enrich our lives. One of the greatest ironies of fear in relationships is that it often prevents us from experiencing the very thing we most desire: connection. Human beings are social creatures by nature. We thrive on relationships and we seek out companionship, understanding, and intimacy. Yet fear keeps us from embracing these desires fully. It leads us to withdraw from others, to keep our distance, and to guard ourselves against potential hurt. While this self-protection may seem like a reasonable response to the fear of rejection, judgment, or vulnerability, it only leads to more isolation and loneliness. Loneliness is an experience that affects everyone at some point in their lives. However, when it becomes a permanent state, it has a profound impact on both our emotional and physical well-being. The concept of loneliness can be multifaceted, extending far beyond the simple absence of company. It often speaks to a deeper sense of disconnection, an emotional void that can never truly be filled by external things. The feeling of loneliness is not just about being alone, it's about feeling unseen, unimportant, or disconnected from others. This sense of isolation can become especially acute for a man who has no friends. While external markers of success, such as wealth, status, or professional accomplishments, are often used as indicators of a person's value, they cannot fill the emotional emptiness that arises from a lack of meaningful relationships. A man with no friends may find that his life is dominated by these external accomplishments, yet a persistent feeling of emptiness lingers within. It becomes clear that material success does not equate to happiness or fulfillment. In fact, for many, the pursuit of wealth, career advancements, or social status can even exacerbate feelings of isolation, especially when there is no one with whom to share those achievements. One of the most powerful aspects of friendship is its ability to provide emotional fulfillment. Friends are the people we turn to for comfort, support, and validation. They listen when we need to talk, offer advice when we're uncertain, and provide reassurance when we doubt ourselves. This emotional connection is a fundamental human need. Without it, we are left with a profound sense of loneliness that cannot be alleviated by material possessions or accolades. The lack of friends leaves a man vulnerable to emotional distress, as he has no one to help him process the ups and downs of life. The challenges he faces may seem insurmountable without the support of others, and the lack of shared experiences makes it harder to find meaning or purpose. Furthermore, loneliness often breeds negative thinking, which can have a harmful impact on mental health. The longer a person is isolated, the more likely they are to fall into a negative thought cycle. When there is no one to offer a different perspective or to provide encouragement, a man may start to question his worth, his ability to succeed, and his place in the world. These negative thoughts can spiral out of control, leading to feelings of hopelessness and depression. A lack of emotional support makes it difficult to break free from this negative thinking, trapping a man in a cycle of self-doubt that can be hard to escape. It's important to understand that loneliness doesn't just affect a person emotionally, it also takes a toll on their physical health. Research has shown that prolonged loneliness can have serious health consequences, including an increased risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, and a weakened immune system. The emotional stress caused by isolation can lead to chronic stress, which in turn affects various bodily systems. The lack of social interaction can lead to a decrease in the production of endorphins, the feel-good hormones that are released when we connect with others. As a result, a man with no friends may find himself not only struggling emotionally but also suffering physically as his body reacts to the prolonged stress of loneliness. Social connections also play a key role in maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Friends encourage us to engage in activities that promote well-being, such as exercising together, participating in hobbies, or even simply enjoying time outdoors. These shared experiences not only improve mental health, but also contribute to better physical health. A man without friends, however, may find it difficult to engage in these activities alone, missing out on opportunities for physical exercise and social engagement. Over time, this can contribute to a sedentary lifestyle, which in turn can lead to poor health outcomes. Another crucial aspect of friendship is the sense of belonging it provides. As human beings, we have an innate need to belong to a group, to be accepted and valued for who we are. Our sense of identity is often shaped by the relationships we form and the communities we belong to. Friends provide us with a sense of belonging, reminding us that we matter, that we are important to others, and that we are worthy of love and connection. For a man with no friends, this sense of belonging is absent, leaving him to struggle with feelings of inadequacy or insignificance. Without this emotional anchor, a man may find it harder to navigate the complexities of life, constantly questioning his place in the world. Even when a man may appear successful on the outside, the absence of meaningful relationships can cause a sense of emptiness that cannot be filled by material wealth. We live in a society that often equates success with tangible achievements such as career accomplishments, financial stability, and social status. However, true happiness comes from within, and the most fulfilling experiences in life are often shared with others. A man with no friends may find that despite his professional success or financial accomplishments, he feels unfulfilled and disconnected from the world around him. The inability to share these victories with others can make them seem hollow, and the joy of success diminishes without the presence of close friends to celebrate with him. The longer a man goes without meaningful friendships, the more entrenched his loneliness becomes. He may begin to withdraw even further from social situations, feeling that no one would understand him or that he is unworthy of companionship. Over time, this self-imposed isolation only deepens his sense of loneliness, creating a vicious cycle that is difficult to break. He may convince himself that he is better off alone, not realizing that human connection is not a luxury, but a necessity for mental, emotional, and physical well-being. A man who has no friends may feel that he has nothing to offer others, which perpetuates the belief that he is unworthy of love or companionship. This self-perception can lead to greater loneliness as it becomes harder to reach out to others or accept invitations for social engagement. But the truth is, friendships are not based on perfection. They are based on mutual understanding, trust, and the willingness to be there for one another. It is only by breaking through the walls of self-doubt and fear that a man can begin to form the deep, meaningful connections that are necessary for emotional fulfillment. In the end, loneliness is not a reflection of one's worth, but rather a result of the lack of emotional connection with others. A man who has no friends may feel a profound emptiness, but this does not mean he is beyond help or incapable of forming meaningful relationships. With the right mindset, the willingness to be vulnerable, and the courage to reach out, it is possible to break free from the grip of loneliness and create a life filled with connection, love, and belonging. In life, the ability to trust others is one of the most fundamental aspects of building strong and meaningful relationships. Trust acts as the glue that binds us to those we care about, allowing us to feel safe, supported, and understood. However, for someone who has no friends, the ability to trust others may feel like an insurmountable challenge. This difficulty often stems from past experiences of betrayal, rejection, or disappointment, leading to a deep-seated fear of trusting others again. When trust is broken, the emotional wounds can be deep and the scars can last for years. Over time, these experiences may lead an individual to retreat into themselves, refusing to let anyone in for fear of getting hurt once more. The fear of trusting others is often rooted in vulnerability. To trust someone is to open ourselves up, to let go of our defenses, and allow others into our personal world. It requires the courage to show our true selves, to reveal our innermost feelings and thoughts without the guarantee that others will respond in kind. When we trust someone, we are essentially giving them the power to hurt us, whether intentionally or unintentionally. For someone who has been hurt in the past, this can be an incredibly daunting prospect. The fear of being betrayed or rejected once again can cause a person to close themselves off, avoiding deep connections with others out of self-preservation. This fear of trusting others is compounded by the belief that people cannot be relied upon. If someone has experienced multiple betrayals or disappointments, they may begin to view the world through a lens of skepticism and cynicism. They may believe that people are inherently unreliable or that their kindness will always be taken advantage of. This mindset becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, as the individual's reluctance to trust others often leads to an inability to form strong bonds. Over time, this lack of trust can create a sense of emotional isolation, as the individual becomes more and more disconnected from the world around them. The cycle of distrust continues, reinforcing the belief that others cannot be trusted and that it is better to remain alone. For a man with no friends, this fear of trusting others can create an overwhelming sense of loneliness. Without the support of trusted friends, the emotional burden of life's challenges becomes even more difficult to bear. When faced with hardship or adversity, there is no one to turn to for advice, comfort, or encouragement. This isolation only deepens the sense of loneliness and reinforces the idea that trust is a dangerous thing, further preventing the individual from reaching out to others. The fear of being let down or rejected is so powerful that it can feel safer to avoid relationships altogether. However, this avoidance only perpetuates the cycle of loneliness, leaving the individual without the emotional connections that are necessary for a fulfilling life. One of the most damaging aspects of the fear of trust is the way it distorts a person's sense of self-worth. When trust is broken, it often leads to feelings of inadequacy, self-doubt, and insecurity. The individual may begin to question their own value, wondering if they are deserving of love, friendship, or companionship. If someone has been betrayed by a close friend or loved one, it can be difficult to separate the pain of that experience from their own sense of identity. They may internalize the betrayal, believing that they are somehow to blame for what happened, or that they were not worthy of the other person's trust in the first place. This distorted self-perception can prevent them from trusting themselves as well, leading to a lack of confidence in their ability to form healthy, meaningful relationships. The inability to trust others also has a profound effect on communication. Healthy relationships rely on open, honest communication, where both parties feel safe expressing their thoughts, emotions, and needs. However, for someone who is afraid to trust others, communication becomes a struggle. They may hold back their true feelings, afraid that they will be misunderstood or judged. This lack of transparency creates a barrier between the individual and others, preventing the development of deeper connections. Instead of sharing openly, the individual may resort to superficial conversations or avoid discussing their true feelings altogether. This lack of authentic communication only reinforces the sense of isolation and prevents the individual from experiencing the emotional fulfillment that comes from meaningful relationships. The fear of trust also affects the way we perceive others. When we are afraid to trust, we often view the people around us with suspicion. We question their motives, second-guess their intentions, and assume that they may hurt us even before they have the chance to do so. This heightened sense of suspicion leads to misinterpretations and misunderstandings, creating unnecessary tension and conflict in relationships. Instead of giving others the benefit of the doubt, we may push them away, inadvertently sabotaging the very connections we seek.